Hello, everybody. Yeah, apologies for yesterday and apologies for not rescheduling earlier yesterday. But it was only right kind of like in the half an hour before the whole thing started that I realized that I cannot, when I was preparing my clay, I realized that I cannot move my hands. It was that pain that I have at the base of the thumb that I had issues with. But just a second. What I want to show you today is how to do a really cute cane, flower cane. And I am really happy that this year I managed to see snow. So that was nice. We had snow from like 3 p.m. yesterday till wee hours of the morning today, and it's almost all melted now. But anyway, I saw snow. So I'm going to start this, and you can make one flower, you can make two flowers, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to start this with let me see what would be easier for you to do, cut-ins, or I think it would be easier to wrap than to do cut-ins. So what we are going to do first are the eyes and the mouth of the flower. Okay, so I'm going to grab some white, and we are going to grab some black, and I am going to make a, hi Carlene, I'm going to make first a string, and again I'm going to make sure that I don't make the cane too big. Yeah, I don't understand why I had issues with my hand yesterday, because the barometer was not, I mean, it was low, but not that low. Hi, Janine. But I just couldn't, it was killing me. So I said, you know what? Let me just leave this for tomorrow. So the first thing will be making the eyes of the flower and the mouth, and of course the eyebrows. Okay, this should be long enough and thin enough. Now I'm going to grab some white, and I'm going to get it on a thin-ish setting. Let me go with the five seems okay. So first I'm going to decide how tall I want my cane to be. So let me get rid of the end here. Hi Pamela. So let's go for 1.5 inches. So this will be, I'm going to cut like 2 3/4, because I'm going to make it and then I'm going to cut it in half. And for 2 3/4, because it's going to get a little bit extended, so I need this to be a little bit longer. This should be good. Alrighty. So first make it straight, and then I'm going to place this here. Did everybody have snow yet? Or not yet? Okay, now the thing will be, I'm going to roll this not entirely, not completely in white. Oh, come on. Let's see, about this much. Yeah, and I was also so tired because, and I realized where I made the mistake when with Finnegan not allowing me to sleep. Hi, Cheryl. Okay, and now I'm going to give it a diagonal cut. And go a little bit, hold on, I better go like this so you can see better. So I'm not putting it at the very edge. I'm going to put it just a pinch, like 1 millimeter lower. And then again I'm gonna make a diagonal cut so that it will be again about 1 millimeter lower. 4 inches. I know that in Oklahoma there were about, I don't know, maybe 70-80 miles east southeast of me. They were up to 12 inches. So yeah, they were so. Okay, so this should excuse me, this should be good. So my cats are trying to tell me that I should be paying attention to them. But anyway, as I was saying, because what happened the other night, so this is a 5. Let's see if it's, no, it's too thick. A 3, sorry. I'm going to go with a 4. I usually, my evening ritual is that I watch something while laying on the couch, and I usually kind of start nodding, even falling asleep to be more. Hi, Ilyanka. And then I wake up sometime anywhere between midnight and 1 o'clock. I need to go to the bathroom. I go, and then I go directly to bed. So now I'm going to wrap this whole thing. And the mistake I made that night was to not go to bed, but instead go back on the couch. And I guess the big issue was that I was not in bed, because they all have their Their little one has to sleep on this spot, and one has to sleep on this spot, and one has to sleep on this spot. So Finnegan started wailing. First there was something wrong with his water. Then I guess he liked the way his screeches were echoing in the kitchen. So he went and had a recital there. And anyway, I couldn't fall asleep again. It was like the moment I was ready to fall asleep, he would go. He's horrible like that. Okay, so as I said, this was going to get longer. So going to cut them perfectly and exactly in 1.5 inches. So yeah, that's what I think was his big issue. Alrighty, now I'm going to grab my yellow. And I'm going to trim all these raggedy edges. These will become little strings and snakes and stuff. Okay. Get this straight and then do the 1.5 inches. Which I did more than 1.5. Okay, and I'm going to wrap each of these two little eyes, which I could have done before. Oh well. Before cutting, that is. Remember, when you have something to wrap in, how you know how to cut, you wrap, then you roll until this part touches this part and you press a little, and it will leave a line here, so you know that this is exactly what you need. Okay, now what is very important is to make sure your eyes look in the same direction. They don't look in a different direction. Now going to cut here the length, and then to about a bit over 1/4 inch, like 5 millimeters. And these will be the eyebrows. I think I want them to be a little bit more arched, but the idea is that make sure that you put the eyebrows not directly on top, but a little bit towards the edge, towards the outer edge. So not right from the middle, but kind of like like this to create a relative happy look. Okay, now I'm going to make some strings to cover this up. And I'd actually make this one into two because it might get a bit too big to do it with one flower. You'll see what I mean, because you can do just the flower per se, but what I want to put it in a pot. So, and before you ask, yes, again, I cannot find my acrylic block. For all this, if you think this is easier for you, you can easily create your strings on the hi Darla, on the extruder. If it is, you find it easier than making these strings. Okay, so I'm going to put one string here, and I personally, you know that I use my fingernails to cut, but that's just my thing. If you do not have tough enough fingernails, you can just use the X-Acto knife or something. And what I'm going to do is to kind of fill this up a little rounded. Oops. So did you make a snowman or not yet? I couldn't make a snowman because it got way above freezing here quite early in the morning, so the snow was actually just wet, and that was it. Alrighty, so now I'm going to place a little mouth here. And make sure that it's nice and straight. I have a bit extra. And to be sure that it's going to stay like this, I'm going to add more of the string. And pretty much this is the whole idea with the flower. It doesn't need more anything extra. Let's actually first fill this here. This needs to be filled at the level of the eyebrows. I was actually thinking, if you're interested, because it might, hi Donna, how you feeling? Because it might be a more lengthy thing. I will, however, have everything prepared in terms of maybe just one or two left to prepare in terms of Skinner blends. if you want me to show you, probably next Sunday, how to create a flower cane, and not only, but I mean, you can create other stuff, not just flowers, but the easiest way to create a flower cane is using vector clip art, because most people think that vector clip art is just, you know, too liney and stuff. They don't know that nowadays vector clip art can actually be quite beautiful and colorful and all that. So I was thinking either of a tulip or a lotus, something that wouldn't be super complicated but would still be able to show you how to do these things. Okay, so this is not going to go all the way around. I'm not going to go all the way around anyway. So what you want to do is, is to start somewhere here. So this, do another diagonal. So pretty much this, and then the top will need probably two, but we'll see here in a second. Let me see if this is enough. Now, let me get them through the machine. This is not wide enough. There we go. Alrighty, so actually this has to be diagonal and go straight and straight. So again, coming on a diagonal, coming up, putting this right where the eyebrows are, because this whole thing is not perfectly round. Yeah, so we kind of want to make it rounder. So this will be here. I still need a little bit more round here. I do have a diagonal, but let me diagonalize it more. So here to here. I know this doesn't look very keto. You mean keto? And cernit. Give me just a second. Just a second, Pamela. There you go. I recommend you to watch this tutorial. All right, so let's put one of them here too, just to make things better. And now I can roll it round. And remember, whenever you roll round, never use your fingers, because you're going to create grooves that are going to influence the pattern inside. So, or if you have something that's more on the longish side, just a second, like a baking tiles. Remember, you can get these at your local Home Depot or Lowe's. They used to be 97 cents. I don't know how much they are now, but they are glass. And buy only the glass one, because the ceramic ones, they tend to be a little bit more raised on the edges, and they have kind of like a little dip. It's only like a millimeter, but it still will influence your the flatness of your projects. Alrighty, so now we have a nice round thing here, and I'm going to cut the ends. And there's the face of our little flower. As I said, it's a child's drawing, okay? So now let's do the petals, and I'm going to use red. And again, we are not going complicated. We are going very simple. And I think that this is the pomegranate. It's definitely not a cadmium. Alrighty, so first straight, it looks like it doesn't like the red, keeps trying to roll away from it. Alrighty, so now we are going to wrap this in red to start with. And again, remember the line. See the line. So now I know where to cut. So that it will be perfectly perfect. Now for the petals, if you want, you can use Skinner Blend or Ikat or whatever. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm going to just use red because it's easier, it's more child's play than anything. Now remember, for the next stage when we are going to use white. You have to be careful and have a napkin or a paper towel or something to wipe your hands all the time, because otherwise you'll have some red pigment and instead of white you're gonna use pink. And we want pink, but not for this. Also remember, for Valentine's Day, if you still have time and if you still want to do something, I have a full playlist on my channel with a whole bunch of, let me actually pull it out. And do a bit of a display review. So it's my open heart. Actually, I'm going to start it just for shut up, to go to the end so you can see the finished products of each of them. So that's the back. And the Dream of Roses. Okay, no, not. So these are semi-transparent. Then the Angel Wings and Dove. I'm trying to find the end. Oh, I had found it. There you go. And then Mother and Child pendants. And it is in memory of one of my former subscribers. Come on. It looks kind of like quartz. Then a heart's pen. That was also alive. It looks like patchwork. Then 4 druzy hearts. A blazing heart. And the elephant heart pendant. And then the last one that I did for jewelry thing. Alrighty. So I'm going to make some petals. And because it is a child's drawing themed cane, you have not only to, don't worry if they are not even and equal and the same, all of them. You have to kind of try to work on that to make them not be all even and equal and all the same. Okay. Yeah, I am going to put myself on a pedestal and, do the thing, because I haven't seen anybody do a rose cane like I can show that one to you too, not in playlists, and videos. And this one, let's go back on display. Which you can see it's very different than the ones that are out there. So yeah, I'm very proud of myself on this one. And also, by the way, it was done using a vector clip art. Okay, so I'm going to try and reduce these first so I can make 2 of them. So I need to reduce them to 3 inches, so I can go for 1.5 inch. Yeah, I have more to reduce. Okay. Almost. I have some wastage at the ends. So I am almost there. Alrighty. Alright, now I have 2 little flowers. So I'm going to make this a little bit thinner than it is. And yeah, with that rose cane, there's also a medallion. Now remember that YouTube has introduced the search function on channels. So if you ever are looking for something on my channel or of my videos, you can always go on my channel and then click search and then just type in what you're looking for. All right, so I'm going to cut me some 1.5 inches things. I don't know exactly how many I need, but we'll see here in a minute how many I need. And now what I'm going to do, hold on, this one is not, it's over 3. Now what I'm going to do is to cut each of them in half. In my eyes. And again, remember, you don't want them to look even and perfectly similar. You want them to be a little wonky. Alrighty, so now we are going to place the petals. And you can make them larger if you so want. So how many do I have? 6. Because I made my things larger than 1.5, taller than 1.5 inches. But it's okay because I can pull. I think one of them is taller. I did something. I don't know what I did. But I did something. Let's see how now I have some of these longer. Ugh. Okay, now we have 2 little flowers. And they are still kind of big. So one of the ways you can work with this is simply just wrapping, you know, making some strings of white here and wrapping, and then maybe put a green and black lined or white and black lined wrap around it. But this would be one of the things. Or you can make more with different color petals and reduce them even more and make a whole bouquet. I'm going to just use these 2. And normally it comes like this. I still made them too big, as you can see. I sure did. So, white. By the way, I noticed that Primo has changed the. Sorry, this is not my brain. The packaging on the 1 pound bars. This is the old packaging they had, and the last ones I got looks like this. See, it's very much different. I found it weird. Okay, so before doing anything else, because you might not see it, but it's there. What the heck? Is the barometer going down again? Oh. Doesn't seem to be. No, I just started hurting. So make sure you wipe. See how there is, I don't know if you can notice the pink here, but I can see it right here. It's pink. Let me move them even farther. So that I can make my my strings. Now you can see the pink. So even if it doesn't look like it, still wipe the blade Wipe the tile. Wipe whatever you use to roll the... Okay? Because, trust me, they will have white on them. Alright. I'm going to grab some white. And get it a couple times through the machine. Now, one thing is for sure, I'm going to be able to make the cane, but most likely won't be able to reduce it. Because, as I said, I'm starting to hurt. So... yeah, that's the thing when you're getting older and when you have chronic issues. And that is why my channel is directed exactly for this segment of YouTubers. Before I do anything, let me wipe the machine a bit. I did clean it, but then I worked on a lot of scrap clay to mix it with blackout, so things happen. And I am sure that it got contaminated a bit, but remember what I said before, that even if you have a little bit of contamination, if you're looking at something that's going to be in a cane that's going to be reduced, a single little dot here and there will not bother anyone because it will be unnoticeable. So grab this. I actually might make more than 2. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do here is kind of like little triangles, little trapezes that will fit in between the petals. Like this one is very wide, this one will fit. This one doesn't have a lot, so this will fit here. So I'm just cutting them in various sizes. Okay, so a larger trapeze for this part here, and then this one is kind of small, and the other one is almost triangular, so I just go by what I see there. So one here and one here, and there we go. Now we have a round. And the next thing I'm going to do is to use a thin layer of white. Because I don't want it to be thick and tough, so it would press on the little petals and make them squarish. So I want it to be where's my line? There it is. Okay, so I really do need to cut it smaller, shorter. I'll do that afterwards. I might actually reduce it to make other two things out of it. 2 flowers, so we'll have 3 flowers. Okay, and the same thing as I did with the other one, I'm going to cut different sizes and look where they would fit. Oh, these are all about the same size, so about 3 millimeters on the inside. So as you can see, I'm cutting them with diagonals on both sides. This is too wide. Here. And then again a thin white. Let me trim the extras here. And a thin line. It's too wide. And there we go, the second one. And as I said, I'm going to reduce it to create 2 more. Yeah, cut it a little bit too early, but that's fine. It's going to make a good. So I am reducing the tallest one a little bit. As always, going from the middle, almost in an hourglass move to make sure that and one thing that you can do is from time to time do this, because that's going to keep moving the middle, so the middle doesn't stay behind too much. But yeah, generally speaking, Pamela, the problem with Kato is a very good clay. except for the translucent of it. But the problem with it is that you have to have warm and strong hands to work with it. I personally cannot work much with keto. And the other thing is that you need to bake it in a very well ventilated area, because the fumes can be quite nasty. And I know that my pets, I mean, even when I had the dogs too, they used to throw up whenever I was baking keto. So I'm going to make beads out of these. Alrighty, so now we have three little flowers that are going to come from a small pot. And I think I'm going to schedule another thing tomorrow at 4:30 so we can finish this, because I'm starting to hurt. It's been almost an hour and my back is hurting, so cannot go forward with this right now, but we'll finish it tomorrow at 4:30. Okay, and we'll have the little child's play thing. Thank you so much, and thank you for understanding, and I hope if you have snow, stay safe, but enjoy it, because it's always so beautiful to have it. Don't forget to thumbs up, and I'll see you all tomorrow at 4:30. I'll be posting the scheduled stream soon. Thank you. Bye.